Greetings to one and all. I am Krishna LS. My thesis topic is Ernakulam Habitat Center. Indian Habitat Center is a multi-purpose building in New Delhi by architect Joseph Allenstein. It includes offices, convention center, galleries, library, restaurant, open courtyards, and other auxiliary services. Habitat. We all know habitat is a natural home for an organism's ideal surroundings. For human habitat, today, do we people live and work in a place meant for human beings? Do we feel calm and satisfied in a concrete jungle which our cities are turning to? No. Over the decades, man is disconnecting from his natural environment. As the increase in population and increase in demands, bringing together there is an urgent need of bringing together various organizations and institutions concerned about human environments also should be in a human habitat. From the above mentioned, Indian Habitat Center, New Delhi will be the perfect solution. Inspired from the Indian Habitat Center, an integrated building for working for the Kerala environment is my thesis project, Ernakulam Habitat Center. The map shows the existing and the proposed habitat center in all over the country. From this, I find out that the habitat center should be located in an area which is having better networks, road networks, and other connectivity, because the building itself acts as a city with urban functions in it. So that in Kerala, I took Kaknad in Ernakulam for its selected for the habitat and location for habitat center for its centralized location and road networks. Main aims and objectives of my project is a building where people comes to gain knowledge and experience about human habitat environment. Urban level functions in a single complex to study how different functions will work on a single compound in Ernakulam. Measures taken to make the whole building an example for human habitat environment. For that, I took the functions of the cities like offices, library, auditorium, galleries, guest house and club and other auxiliary services under a single roof. For that, I divide all the functions into three groups: administration, educational, and recreational. And to find out the user groups, purpose, and capacity and timing, and the area of the whole building. Then I done area programming analysis to find out the user groups, active hours and active spaces, and the shareable spaces between three groups: administration, educational, and recreational areas. And I done a proximity chart with respect to the above mentioned, and also individual bubble diagrams for the connectivity of spaces in administration, education, and recreational areas. Coming to the case study, I've done three case studies: Indian Habitat Center and Indian International Center as live case study, and CII Sauraji Green Business Center in Hyderabad as literature case study. Indian Habitat Center in New Delhi by Joseph Allenstein to study how to manage different programs its working and connection between functions and their building blocks, then its sustainability features and its planning. The next one is India International Center. It is also an integrated building with functioning office, library, auditorium, restaurant and conference, and an hotel block. I took India International Center to study how building connection to the site and the surroundings, the local materials used and its planning. Then the CII Soraji Green Business Center in Hyderabad. It is the first LEED Platinum rated building in India. I took this case study to study its sustainability features and its site planning and the traditional elements and materials used in the construction. Then I done a case study comparison sheet to knows the planning, circulation, the context, the massing, and the climate responsive and architectural styles and materials to compare these parameters with the 3 case studies. Coming to the site analysis. The site is located in Kakanad, Ernakulam district, Kerala. Because of its centralized location in the state and its better infrastructure facilities. This map shows the growth pattern of Ernakulam district. Kakanad lies in the PPD area where the current fast developments occurs. And this shows the site and its distance to the major locations of the Ernakulam district. As the evolution of the developments of the Ernakulam is from the west to east, as the continuation of the sequence, Kakanad witnessed a major development in recent years with the arrival of smart city and info park. The site located in the industrial area of the Kakanad. It lies in the Info Park Expressway and near to the Info Park, Kinfra and the Rajagiri Valley. The 17-acre site sharing its boundary to the apartment residential in the west side, north and east side having the vacant site. This image shows the evolution of site and the sections of the site. The site is an undulated site which is having rich vegetation in the site. There is also a river flowing through the east side of the site, the Kadampraya River. The major developments around the site are smart city developments, metro rail phase 2, Kinfra EMC and Info Park phase 2. This shows the metro rail phase 2 project which is under construction and the other developments such as smart city. Orange shows the smart cities, the Info Park phase 2, the Kinfra area, the Rajagiri and the other residential areas around the site. Coming to the climate analysis, shows the climatic factors and the shade analysis, and the sun analysis of the site. This shows the road network of the sun around the site and the figure ground map and the build use map. It shows how the site transport is connected to the other regions, how important the road connectivity to the project. Coming to the project development, I already mentioned about the existed and proposed habitat center in the country. I selected Ernakulam in the state, in this Kerala state because of the centralized location. The trading, it is also the trading or local business city. It is also fast developing than our capital city. Its high proximity to the more cities around inside Kerala and outside Kerala. This two map shows the existing and the proposed site context around the site. A metro rail proposed through the Info Park Expressway. I propose an acre of land for the metro station and its auxiliary services. Then the east side of the site is having a small wetland, which is then converted to an rainwater harvesting in future, so that the side to the river there should not be any other future development in between. So this view will not be blocked by other buildings. The side sections of the areas are shown below. As I did two case studies of Joseph Allenstein, I'm very much inspired from his ideas of how he connected buildings to the culture and tradition of a region through his design and materials. Like Fatehpur Sikri, he inspired from Fatehpur Sikri and to its habitat center, Lodi Gardens to the India International Center. Principles could be used in Kerala architecture like common courtyards and its fragmentation of blocks for the passive designs. Its courtyards leading its courtyard to courtyard series of courtyard making increase in privacy, and the garden materials and courtyard all principles can be used in Kerala context. Coming to the zoning, first, first of all, vertical zoning. As a building which holds large number of user groups, I would like to give a basement parking so that I uplifted the whole buildings into a height of 1.5 meter and 1.5 meter downwards for the basement parking of 3 meter height, and having then the public activities all happening in the ground floor and other floors having offices and library space, which all having an open court in between. Then I done the horizontal zoning by taking the parameters such as sun. By analyzing the sun, the southwest part having the highest building, then it will decreases towards the north. The accessibility. There are three service accessibility can be provided, and the main entry, the building orientation will be facing towards the southwest side. The noise mainly coming from this node, and this opposite side will be the calm area of the site. Coming to the programs, wind and other user groups are the other parameters. Coming to the final zoning, the wind is from the southwest and the northeast. The main noise is from this node and the sun path. The building is main entry of the building is from this Kinfra Road, and from the main Info Park Express where there is I provided a pedestrian entry and two service entry to the site. And a parking space is provided next to the metro station proposed. When coming to the main entry, there is a administration block which having close access connection to the main entry and this pedestrian entry. Then find out the natural drain of the site is this area. So I provide a artificial pool and the exhibition spaces around. The auditorium is placed in the main entry closest to the main entry, and the food court and OIT are places in the eastern side, so that more opening can be provided in this side, which helps to gain more views into the other blocks also. And these public spaces around this court, this library act as a buffer. Library and restaurant acts as a buffer to the office block and also the guest house and club. The minimum views, there are no views into this west side. So, and having a little views for this east side. Because of this wetland and there are no connection, as I mentioned earlier, there are no blocks between the Kadambraya river to this site, and the office building and other areas having caught in between the blocks, which looks like an introvert building. It's looking inwards. Building is looking inwards. This is my master plan, and this is the metro station I proposed here, which is having connections to the administration block. So the main entry and the parking spaces, and one basement entry and exit. The buildings having pedestal entry of 6 entries. One pedestal entry and main entry comes to the administration, then having a meeting space or a conference center and having an auditorium in the nearest to the main entry. It's also having a retail shop which support the habitat center, offices and other learning centers, and having an information center near to the administration unit. This administration unit and auditorium having a small 2 courtyards which leads to the main courtyard. It includes the water body. As I mentioned earlier, I provide an artificial water body, and the landscapes are providing in such a way that it is leading to some any entry to the buildings. It is flowing through, which is not leading to a dead end. It is leading to any other blocks. The water body is surrounded by the gallery spaces, which also includes the workshop, etc. And the auditorium blocks having a food court in this north side and having an OAT in the ground floor level, and having an restaurant block and the library block, which acts as a buffered area for the public and semi-private area. This is the business center, includes office, only the office functioning, which is having a large center courtyard looking inward looking buildings. The shape of the building comes due to the wind direction is from the northern side, and the wind is not blocked anywhere. Wind flows through the whole site without any blocking. The guest house and the club is located in the northeast side of the site due to the high privacy and the calm area of the site. The building, this shows the building circulation of the building and the connection between the building blocks. This shows the site plan and sections through the site, whole site, and also the mass of the whole complex, and a view from the main courtyard. Coming to the individual plan of the project, this is the administration block. Every block is having a core through which the entry to the block. The administration block is having 2 workspace, conference room, 2 washroom area, and a pantry space. Next is the information center and the retail shop. Information center includes a reception and an office, which is having a core space and an ATM. The retail shops includes photostat area, courier service, travel agencies, such shops which supports the habitat center functions. Next is the auditorium and the food court area. The food court area, which lies just lies north of the auditorium area, which is having closed as well as open food seating areas, which is facing to the OAT. Next is the auditorium, which is connected with the meeting, the conference unit, which is having a separate entry to the auditorium. Next is the office block, which is having a central quarter and office around the court. The shape is formation of the shape is due to the wind direction is from the north direction, and which did not blocks the wind to flow through the other blocks. And next one is the workshop and the gallery block, which surrounds the artificial pool in the center courtyard. And next is the guest house ground floor, and the guest house first floor. The guest house is having a reception which is having two wings. One is the dormitory and other is the gym and the office block, administration of the guest house. Then this reception area leads to a cafeteria and having a swimming pool at the other end and having a spa space. The other special suites and other rooms are in the other upper floors. Next, the meeting room. Meeting room is next to the auditorium block. It includes conference, mini conference, large conference, seminars, all taken place, which is also a multifunctional room. And the restaurant block. Restaurant blocks is also having the formal and informal spaces, which is having an open restaurant in the other floors.